Hello everyone. In this tutorial, we're going to be finishing up our login page. Since we created our auth class, our job is very simplified. Let's get to it. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to define flash object into our DI container. Set up the flash. Now we're going to So this controller is responsible of disabling all the views. We need another controller just like this. So what I'll do, quickly duplicate it, and I'm going to call this filtered base. Because not every controller is filtered. For example, if you want to check if the user is logged into the application, we would use this controller and extend it over here. But for example, there's going to be a login controller, but we should not check rather if the user is logged in or not. So for example, log out. So I'm going to extend this filtered base. Let's rename it filtered base. I'll rename it to filtered based. And what I will do is, for filtered base is going to be the controllers I'm going to filter. In this case, home controller will always be filtered, right? It always checks whether the user is logged into the application or not. If it is not, it will redirect you to the login view. So we'll leave it as it is. And for the controller, this is going to be a regular controller where there's going to be no filtering. So this time we're going to make a controller and call it login controller. Actually, let's name it auth controller to be more precise. We're going to name it auth controller, and here we're going to say controller base, not the filtered base. We do not want to filter this controller. And the first one is going to be public function post. Actually, no need to say that. Just say login action. And then we're going to have another public function logout action. Every method has to end with a prefix with action. When this is done, and what I need to do, I need to controller base, yep, leave it as it is, filter base. For this controller, what I need to do, I need to extend this controller with the filter. This is the filter. So what I need to do, I need to add before execute root public function before execute route. This is how we apply filtering to the controllers. There is also another function after execute routes, and this also comes with a dispatcher. And what I really need to do here, I need to say if this user, I don't have the user, I have auth. If auth is guest and it is true, then I'm sorry, I will have to take you to this response redirect. In this case, I'm going to have login. That's it. So what this does is that if I come to any controller that is extending this filter, it's going to have this check, and if it fails, if it is a guess, which will fail, then this will take you back to the login page. Okay. Now this is the login action. For this guy, this is the login action, and we're going to make another one, and I'm going to call this get login action, and for this one, post login action. So this is just going to be the view, login view. So what I'll do is I'll do this blade make auth login. And for this, echo post works. Echo just logged out. Okay, I just for now I only expect this to work. We haven't defined the routes for these, but what is important is that auth controller is extending the controller base and index controller is extending filtered base. This is what is important, and let's try to reach this blade make auth login, but before, let's define the routes. I'll just copy this route and go down, define, and what will it do? Say login, controller is going to be auth, and action is going to be get login, and the name will be login. And I'll make another one, and this time this is going to be same, but this is going to be at post, and this was at get, and this time it is going to be post login, and we're going to name it post login. Its name is get login. test this out, but before, going to name this get login. Here we go. It is supposed to redirect me though. For some reason, it does not. Index home. Okay, well, I am not supposed to see this. This is the whole idea. Okay. I'm trying to return a view here, extending this controller filtered base, and this guy right here is trying to redirect to /get login, which is routing not for name but the URL. I'm going to change it to for get login and get it inside an array. Now still doesn't work. It's because I have to return false. This is altering any more execution. Now it is redirecting me to login page. Now I altered the response object and change its direction to get login. Otherwise it was going to the /root and give me the home page view. Now this works. So every time I need to go to the home page, it directs me to the login page. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to comment this and make another test. And now this test is going to be about the flash object. Well, the flash object is pretty straightforward. Letting you to pass a message from here to the redirected page, and you can get the message from here to the view of this page. So what I'm going to say, this flash errors, please log in. This flash errors, please log in. So this guy needs to be returned into my main layout and give this error at the very top of it, appear at the top. And in the home controller, since I cannot reach neither this flash or anything, I will have to go through another hacking system. I figured out a way that if Blaze template engine has a share method, you can define a variable and then you can pass the flash object in it, so that every view that I have starting with the flash name will have this object in it. Then I can return what's in it. And I define this index.php right underneath the public folder. Now I go to my printer flash I forgot to save it. Index controller flash. What did I do? Index controller flash. Filter base. Right here. It says, okay, message. I forgot to put a message in there. Okay, now we got the flash object inside our view. And what we need to do, we need to this is the home blade. Where I need to use this is my login layout, and this is the content. I need to do this in over here. What I will do, I'll for each these messages get messages as message, and for each. And now I can load the message. What happens is that this has to be a method. It says already string conversion and 11 over here. Message. I need to put errors, or I'll say warning. And where I put this was in the filter base, and I need to call this warning. Now I can get the please log in. Okay. So now how this will work is this. Now I will try to go into my home page, and home page will redirect me to the login page, and it will, please login will be written at the very top, only for once though. This is being seen right here, and if I refresh, it won't be seen. So flash is basically a message to be appeared only once and deleted afterwards. So what I can do, I can say, what is the get bootstrap? Need to check one thing. CSS components alerts. Yep, I need to use this. Now, if I try to go to main page, please log in. Go to filter base and why this is not I mistyped it. this guy needs to be text center, and it says please log in. There we go. And I'll put one more of these, and this time it is going to be danger, and this is going to be errors. The message is the same. So now let's close this, the home page, close this, index, close it. Filter base is working just about perfect. Now I'll go to the login blade, and in here I'm going to say method post action will be let's go to the I normally use facade class of the Laravel to use any kind of class inside the views. It makes my job easier, but since I didn't integrate the facade into here, I'm kind of having a hard time using any of the libraries inside the views with Laravel. I might have to just pull a facade in here and just use everything as normal. I'm just going to say login, and I hope it works. No validate. Okay. Can I use lips? URL? Get slash. If I could do that. Then I could just write another class called url.php, and let's copy one of these. Just copy these. Oops, no. Yeah, I'll copy this one. And call this URL and delete this. And what I'll do, public static function on instruct self that equals this. Fed up with this. This wouldn't work. Okay, since I set the roots the exact same name, I don't have to give any action name here. This leaving it empty means it will post to the same URL, not get, post. So if you post it, it wouldn't go to this one but to this one. This was set for post and this is set for get. So this method would work. That means in the auth, posted data should appear here. So let's try hidden here. It says please log in. Go some variables and then post works. And now what I'm going to do here is in here I made it ID. I'm going to change this to TC and password. Yep, since my TC and password, I'm gonna keep it as the same and save this. Go to my auth controller and say echo this. This time I'm using the request object and get TC, another echo, copy this, paste it here, say password. Yep. There we go. I'm going to make a simple, let's get this object TC equals and password equals. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to say if TC get set strl is bigger than or equal to 4, or let's say if it is not bigger, what I'm going to say is this flash message errors call it ID. So let's just say ID has to be longer than more than 4 characters. If, just copy it, paste it, and this time for password, and what I'm gonna do is I'm going to look for entire this get messages errors. I shouldn't be using this. This is not a good practice. is false, then log me in. Else, you redirect me back to the, you just copy and paste this. If it is else, this response redirect for get login again. And this time it is going to go for this with these messages. Let's try. Oops, 15. What have we got? I'll just say less than 4. Less than or equal to 4. I'll just make it less than 4. Two, 3, 1, 2, 3. Undefined variable error. One, two, 3, 1, 2, 3. For some reason, I got redirected. My errors are not being seen in the layout. Oh, that's weird. I don't know what's wrong. I'm guessing what happens is that flash, I need to check if has warning, then I have to run it, and if, so that goes for this one, and I have to do the same for the other errors, and if, now let's try again. There we go. And if we try, yep. What happens is that it runs this without any condition and it empties it, even empties the errors key. So if I check it before it empties it, then I wouldn't run this, I would directly run this. So, okay. Next thing we're going to be doing is that, let's try to pass it, log me in. Now the only thing we're left to do is in here I'm going to run this auth attempt comma password I'm going to say if attempt successful, redirect me to the auth, the home page. And in the home page, I would like to, since there's no way to go to the home page because we're filtering home page without the .any user info, what I will do so let's see auth controller and do else, and we're just going to give it an error. ID or password is wrong. We're going to redirect it back to the get login page again. Okay, let's make a mistake. Okay. ID or password is wrong. This time 1 and ABC. Oops, I can't say 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. Just want to make sure this works. Echo login success. So we do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got the login success. And if you get the login success, then I will also get this guest would be false. But it gives me false, not false, it gives me 1. So there's something wrong with the guest. Return check. I am not false. But it gives me false. This is weird. Let's try check. I'll war dump this. Check use me false. This is weird. this user is not null, is null, will give you false, and this will make it true, which means I somehow fail again. I have a theory that this should be an integer. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, something about auth controller is not right, and I found that this should call user function above, not the property. Now I'm going to try one more time. Here we go. We got it. Now I need to go to the home page. Now we got it. Yep, no problem. So in the check method of auth class, this has to have a parentheses opening and ending it. As you can see, we have completed our tutorial. This is how to make a login application. See you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.